Investing in memes is fun and great, but eventually you might want to think about investing in real life projects as well with real utility. Now for that, you need to understand how to analyze a project that you're investing in, and that is exactly what I'm gonna help you with in this video. I'm gonna show you how to analyze the white paper, what to look for in tokenomics, what to look for in the team, how do you understand whether it's just a complete rug or they have potential to make it, what innovations they have, and much, much more. If you watch this video to the end, you will be able to analyze a project and decide whether it's a zero or hero play. There's a billion ways to make money in crypto, and I'm on a mission to find them all. My name is Fefe, and I share everything I find with you. So if I make money, you can make money too. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We bring you the best crypto alpha every single day. And if you subscribed already, you know what to do. Smash and obliterate that like button. I'm serious. Now, please, I'm still watching. Let's jump into the video. So very important. First of all, investing in memes is fun. It's great. I understand. It's cool. You make 10x and it's great. But at some point, the meme coin mania might die down, or you just want to protect yourself when a little bit of bearish sentiment comes and you want to invest in real protocols with real use cases. When you buy a token, you basically invest in a project, and each project, and therefore each token, has a purpose in life other than just be a cool meme. I mean, don't blame the player, blame the game. I love memes, but it is what it is. Now, what are the first steps to figuring out whether that coin that you picked is worth keeping in your portfolio, or in fact worth investing into? Number one, you have to look at the website and their white paper. I'm gonna use Solana as an example. So when you go onto Solana's website, first of all, you find a lot of information. Now I know that you know what Solana is, but as an example, I want to use it and I want to show it. So when you get to a website, obviously you want to read through, but the first thing you want to do is you want to look for the white paper. You want to look for something like docs, so you want to look for white paper or something like that. Here you see read docs. It will take you to the complete documentation of the project. So when you land on a page like this, either it's going to be a complete documentation like that, or it can be a PDF file, but it will be some kind of white paper. Here you can see everything. So you can see terminology, you can see overview, you can see wallets, you can see core concepts. Why is it good? Why is it fast? What is the tokens on Solana? And so much more. So when you find the white paper, you really want to read through. If you don't want to read through, in 2 seconds, I'm going to show you a method that can reduce the time drastically. But in reality, you want to read the white paper and understand what the project really does. You want to look for what the innovation is, what problem they're solving, how they're solving that problem, what's the team behind, what's the tokenomics, are there any early stage investors? You have to find out whether there is a narrative you can fit it in, deepen, AI, real world assets. You have to understand the utility, the roadmap, and I'm going to talk about all that in a second. Now, if you do not want to spend time on reading a white paper and you find a project that is not 2 days old, but actually has been here for quite some time now, you can use Google Bard. So it's being called Bard, now it's called Gemini, so you can go to gemini.google.com. It's completely free to use. It's Google's AI, and what I'll do, I'll come here and I say, what is Solana? And it will give me a complete answer on what Solana really is. And now if I want it even simpler, I can say, explain it like I am 15. And then it will tell me exactly what it is like I'm 15. This comes very handy when you want to talk about the technology as well. So for example, you might want to understand why to use Solana over Ethereum. So you can come to Bard and say, why to use ETH over Solana? And then it lists the advantages, the comparison, it gives you a complete table. This is a tool that I would recommend you use every single day. We do use it every single day. It's tremendous value. But again, I do recommend you read the white papers of the projects that you're investing into. Now here are some green flags and red flags when you are analyzing a white paper. Green flags are if there is a problem and they offer a valid, great solution that is also possible. So if someone says that they can get someone to the moon with a coin, I'm not sure. The second thing I always look for is great team and great tech. So you have to make sure that there is great team and great tech behind. We're gonna talk about all that in a second. 2 red flags that I can bring you here. Number one is that it's a vague problem, not really a problem. In 2017, there was Dentcoin for dentists, which I don't even understand why. And the second is it's overcomplicated. So a lot of times what you see, if there is a white paper that's only designed, and there is no light paper to it, but it's only designed a 30-page technical description of what the project is doing, nobody will ever understand that. So if the team is not accommodating for investors like you and me, but only focuses on tech, it might not be the best time to invest. Although if you are very tech savvy and you can spend time and effort and actually understand it and see the potential, you might be early in a project, you might be able to invest early. Number two, what you want to understand is utility. Now, all this probably comes from the white paper and some additional resources, but what you want to understand, is there any real life use case for this project that could help them to survive the next 5 to 10 to 15 years? Now, if you look at a meme coin usually does not have utility, except 𝗙𝗏. The ticker is 𝗙𝗏. But in reality, we want something that is making our lives easier and better. It can be cheaper, it can be faster, it can be more transparent, it can be more secure. There can be so many attributes to a project that enhances the current technology that we use for something. So once you understand what problem the project solves and how do they solve it, what's their solution, then you can understand what the utility is, and then you can start taking conclusion on whether this can survive in the bear market, whether it's sustainable, whether it's efficient enough and scalable enough, and whether there is a big enough market that they are going after. Number three, talking about utility of the project, you have to talk about the utility of the token that you're investing into. Because the token is that you're actually investing into, the token is that you're actually going to buy, and you have to understand what the token does. A very good example, one of my friends pinged me and said they wanted to buy 𝗙𝗏𝗄, which is basically a real world asset backed completely by gold. So if they buy one 𝗙𝗏𝗄 coin, they basically buy an ounce of gold. Now, buying an ounce of gold will not bring you a 50x in this bull market, and therefore the likelihood of that coin that is buying is not gonna skyrocket, is very, very high. On the other hand, if a project issues tokens as shares, it might be considered as securities and the project might get in trouble, and therefore your investment might not be safe. A great token must drive adoption, meaning there must be something about the token that people want to use on the everyday basis, whether it's the fuel for the protocol, whether it's used for transactions, or whether it's just used in the ecosystem to purchase and sell things. Number two, it should be sustainable. If there is a token that has 1 trillion supply, or there is no supply cap, meaning there is unlimited can be printed, just like the US dollars, it might be completely worthless. So you have to consider the sustainability of the token itself. A good utility for a token can be staking, discounts and different perks, the possibility to participate in governance votes, payments, access to limited things, and the like. Number four, talking about token utility, you need to understand the tokenomics. Now, as I said, if there is no cap on supply, and that means it can just print it out of thin air, you might want to consider not getting involved. That's number one to pay attention to. What's the supply of the token? Number two to pay attention to, it's what's the distribution of the tokens. So a lot of times on the website, you can find how the tokens are distributed, how much goes to the founding team, how much goes to the DAO, how much goes to treasuries, how much goes to airdrops, liquidity, and much more. You also have to consider the unlocks or emission schedule. If there are certain tokens logged for seed investors, for example, you need to consider what the unlock might be and what the impact of the unlock might be. If there is 20% that will be unlocked at a certain point and you buy in before and you consider the project not advancing as good as it could, these people might dump their tokens on the market, therefore pushing the price down. Talking about a project that's not doing that well, you want to look at the roadmap. This is number five. You want to understand where the project is headed, what the roadmap is for the coming year and years, and you want to understand if they have delivered on their promises in the previous years. Now, roadmaps can be found all around the place on the websites, on their Twitter account, on Reddit, on GitHub, but it's more difficult to find the roadmaps that did not meet expectations. So here's what you want to look for in a roadmap. Number one, clear vision and clear deliverables. You want to make sure to understand by the end of January, we want to get to this point. Something that is precise. If it's something vague, we might get to there at some point. That's not a roadmap. That's just kids playing around. Number two, you want to make sure that it's understandable. Again, it's very simple. If they say that by January 5th, they're going to get to this point, and on January 15th, they're going to get to that point, and on 20th, and it's so detailed that it's kind of missing the whole point, it's not an advantage either. You want to make sure that it's understandable, it's simple, sleek design, no grammar mistakes, and something that the team actually put some effort in creating. Also, roadmap needs to be achievable. I mean, I see a lot of projects that didn't even launch a product, but they're already talking about having 200, 300,000 users within the next 2 months. If it is realistic based on marketings and backers and whatnot, fine, but be realistic in the roadmap. And then here is one thing, the danger of looking at the roadmap. Now, everybody can create a roadmap that they promise great things and they hook you in. So a great roadmap with great grammar, understandable, clear vision with deliverables might not be the thing. So you always have to double cross with everything I'm explaining to you in this video and make sure that you don't only just look at the roadmap, oh, this guy's gonna partner up with Apple within the next few months, because you might get burned. So obviously make sure that there are goals that are achievable, but also make sure that you're not getting catfished. Catfished by who, you might ask, and I'm talking about the team. That's number six. We have to make sure that the team is qualified enough to make a project into success. If the project is not doxed, that can be a red flag for many. Now, a lot of times this is kind of like a gray area because a lot of projects I invested early did very well and there has not been a doxed team behind it at the beginning. However, you also see that 100% of the rugs are non-doxed people, except when we talk about SBF because yeah, he's doxed. Jokes aside, it's actually a serious thing. You want to make sure that you double check the team. First of all, you can find them on the website. Go onto the website, find their LinkedIn profiles. Go onto LinkedIn, see their connections, see if they're interacting, see if they actually use their profile as just a fake profile set up without any recommendation. If you want to go a layer deeper, you might want to even check on the company's website that they mentioned on their LinkedIn profile. Go and dig deep into the profiles of the team members to understand whether they are legit or not. I don't think I have to mention these, but you have to make sure that they are credible, they haven't been involved in any fraudulent activity previously, they have a great track record, so they have experience for the role that they are filling in the project, and possibly have great network or possibly be an admired or acknowledged person in the industry. Also very important, when I talk about team, we can also talk about the investors and backers as well. A lot of times you see VCs and big funds invest in a project early, and that can be a very good indication because these guys don't screw around, most of the time get it right, and obviously they understand that it's a risky investment, but most probably it's not a shady project. Number 7, community. You gotta look for the community. Community is everything. You can have the best product in the world, but if there's no one to buy it or no one understands it, you will not get ahead in life. Obvious places to look for is X, or formerly Twitter. Look at Telegram, look at the Discord, or look at any other social media they have. If you're a techie, you can also look at GitHub. Most of these projects publish everything tech related on GitHub. But if you look through their Telegram, Discord, and X account, and they are active, and not them active, but actually the community is engaging, replying, retweeting, and the people who do retweet are not bots, but actual human beings, you should be safe. Number 8 is accessibility and utility, and it's very, very important. This is, in my humble opinion, one of the main reasons Solana is very successful. Now, you can have a great white paper with a great roadmap and great team if the product doesn't work. It's very important for you to go and try to test the product, try to test the protocol. When you're talking about a chain, an actual blockchain, you're talking about a decentralized exchange, you're talking about a product, you have to go and test it for yourself. Is it easy to sign up? Is it easy to download? Then you have to make sure it's easy to use. Is it actually a great user experience? Would you use this product every single day? Does it really meet the promise of the project? If the promise of the project is that it's gonna be cheaper and faster, is it really cheaper and faster? And then I think the most important question you should ask is, would I use this product? And if you are not in the target market of the product, you gotta find someone and you gotta ask them, hey, this is the product, what do you think? Would you use it? If the answer is yes, you came one step closer to the decision. Number 9, security. And this is a big one as well, because you have to make sure that when you interact, especially with a new project or before you invest in a new project, you have to understand what are the risks. And a very good example can be a decentralized exchange. Let's say you find a decentralized exchange and you want to invest and it's on Solana, and you connect your Phantom wallet to that decentralized exchange to test the platform as we just discussed. But there can be a security risk, a breach on that decentralized exchange, and your funds from Phantom completely lost. Second is you want to make sure that these companies actually follow proper security management. So they have to have audits, for example, especially if they're, for example, a bridge or a decentralized exchange, they have to have a third-party audit. Usually great projects have a bug bounty program. So if you find a bug and you can point it to the team, you can get a reward. And then I can circle back to the team where the expertise within the team are crucial to overcome these issues. And last but not least, number 10, the regulatory landscape. It's a difficult word. Regulatory landscape. The reason why it's important is because the SEC is up on our I don't know why I did that. Anyway, so what Gary is doing is they are basically closing their eyes and they are pointing at somewhere, and if there's a crypto company or crypto project there, they take a punt. And when that happens, your project might be in trouble as well. A lot of projects already disclosed. If you're from the United States, for example, you can't participate in these IDOs or ICOs because you might be in trouble because, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, some tokens might be considered as securities. You might have a problem in investing in a project if the location where the project is located is somewhere where you as a citizen of a country cannot invest. The project can have a lot of regulatory issues, not complying with AML, anti-money laundering laws, or know your customer KYC regulations. It can have a problem from privacy rights in the EU and much more all around the place. So just keep in mind when you invest in a project, number 1, that you as a citizen of a specific country allowed to invest in that project, and number 2, the project itself is regulatory compliant and therefore won't have an issue in the future. And that's basically it. I could talk hours and hours on how you should do due diligence. And also it's very, sorry, it's just my trade. Yeah, we made some nice profits. Yeah, sorry guys, it was just a trade. I have a trading channel where I teach my community how to trade completely for free. I do live tradings, I do giveaways, I teach you every single day how to do professional trading. So if that sounds good and you want to learn how to trade and actually take trades with me, there is a link in the description. It's called a 100x Club, Fefe's YouTube channel. Check it out. I hope to see you on the other side. And if you liked this content, subscribe to this channel as well. I bring you massive alpha every single weekend. Make sure to stay safe out there, analyze the projects that you can, and also, if you want me to do the same video on how to make sure that a meme coin is not a rug, let me know in the comment section. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.